Welcome. We've been having fun here. This is our home, and this is our monthly training. So these ladies get to enjoy this in person. But for those of you who are going to watch live, we appreciate you taking the time to not only grow yourself, but grow your business and really prepare for even more growth with everything that's we're expecting and anticipating next week. Oh my goodness, it is so exciting. Okay, so for those of you who might catch this and wonder what in the world is she talking about, so I'm Elizabeth Mahusai, and I'm a leader in Premier Designs Jewelry, and our national convention, we call it National Rally, is next week. And I just want you to imagine it's like a Billy Graham crusade mixed with The Price is Right, and they're calling names, and people are winning and screaming and excited, and you know they're giving away a car at the end. Okay, yes. Who in here is going to win a vehicle? Anybody? Anybody? All right. So that and here is what we know that. Since probably, I guess it was more the beginning of May when the Home Office started kind of teasing us with some basics of things, of changes that we're anticipating learning more about. Okay, so I want to kind of lay a couple of ground rules. This is not you're going to learn something that no one else knows today, okay? We're going off of only what has been shared publicly by the marketing team at the designer leadership trips, where they gave us some basics of things that we're probably going to, we will hear a whole lot more about, okay? So we've had a catalog online, but what they have told us is that we are going to have e-commerce. Now, if you're not sure what that is, you engage in it probably on a regular basis, because that's what most of the world is doing, where you go online, you shop online, you pay online, you request it to be shipped directly to you, and you know it shows up at your front door. So that's in general what we're talking about with e-commerce. The other thing that they specifically, so that's a really big deal. They have also told us that, as far as we know, there are going to be some changes or some options, I think is the word that they used, for how new jewelers are able to do their boutique. Okay, so now my training's not going to really address that. What I really want to do is get you thinking in advance of what could you be doing even in the next week to really leverage the technology that's already available to you in preparation for what is coming. Because see, the thing about e-commerce that we have not been able to really grab hold of, like we will be now able to, is that you're going to be able to have a much more fluid experience for your customers and your hostesses, and you're going to be, when I say fluid, what I mean is a more integrated approach. So if someone is on Facebook and they want to click a button that says shop now, it will take them out to where your site, where they can add things and they can shop. They can literally shop right now, and you know. And so now we're going to learn exactly what that looks like. But what that does is it allows you to integrate that with what's available to you on things like Facebook. And come on in. So that's an important. That's why you want to start getting yourself set up now for how you can really leverage that and take advantage of all that we're going to learn about next week. Okay, so here's another kind of foundational thing that I want to say. I am in no way an expert when it comes to like business Facebook pages or VIP groups. I'm going to teach you out of my own experience, what I've kind of learned organically, what I've learned from other people, and just my technology background. Because if you don't know, I got a chemistry degree and I taught chemistry for 10 years. But my master's degree is in instructional technology. So Fred and I we have the same master's degree. The whole focus of that was teaching people technology. That is exactly what we were doing in that degree. And how can you leverage technology in not only an educational setting, but to utilize it in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So So that's kind of I'm coming to you from kind of a teacher mindset, okay? Now, one of the gals that I'm going to introduce you to that is a jeweler as well out of Houston, her name is Deb. She really is an expert in this. And so I'm going to give you here's my experience, some things that I think you can do on your own in preparation for what we're going to learn next week. And then I'm going to challenge you and encourage you to really explore and give strong consideration to utilizing, what she's making available for jewelers only, which is really pretty awesome, the services that she is providing. And it's really, really a very nominally priced what she is doing. Okay, so I'm going to focus in really on three main things, okay? The first, I want to tell you that because e-commerce is coming, one of the things they've told us is that you need to have ProPay. So up to this point, people have been able to use whatever payment system they wanted. So some have used ProPay, which is a partner company with Premier. Some have used Square, okay? Some have used PayPal. Some have used a combination. There are multiple. Some have used a third-party source that's not any one of those. You have the option. You've had the option up to this point. And hear me, you will have the option moving forward if you wanted to continue with something other than ProPay. Here's where your options become limited. That is on the e-commerce that Premier is going to be providing. If you are going to take advantage of that, it will run only through ProPay. So if you do not have a ProPay account, then you're going to be limited in that. Come in. Don't stand. Yes, come in. They know it's a training. It's all good. I don't want you standing over there. I'm like, I kept waiting for her to walk in. I'm like, no, we're not going to have you stand over there at the table. So that's an important thing. So a couple of things that I'm just going to show you real quickly. So that, because I think this is important. Most people, I used to think I loved change. But I'll tell you, the older I get, the more I don't really like change. Janelle's like, I got some years on you, Elizabeth. I can tell you that you won't like change. Okay, so here is the ProPay login. And I want to be able to put some things, maybe allay some fears that you have regarding going to ProPay. If you haven't, hopefully it doesn't show my password. No, I'm just kidding. Usually they're really good about not showing passwords. Okay, so here is the ProPay screen. So when you sign up for ProPay, it's going to give you some options. It's going to give you a what they call the Pro with a Jack, J-A-K. It's $41.95. If you're new to ProPay, that's what you want, because that gets you the service for a year as well as the card reader that you can plug into your phone. And you want that because if you are in person with someone, you want to be able to physically swipe their card because you're going to pay less of a fee. When you hand type in card numbers, you are paying up to a percentage more on fees. And a lot of jewelers don't realize that. They think it's not a big deal if I type that number in. I try to avoid it at all costs because 1% over and over and over again adds up. So
I actually have two. I carry one in my purse with me.
Cynthia brings up a very good point for those of you on camera. She has two. One that she carries in her bag and one that she, so like in her purse, for example, and one that she carries in, we'll call it your show bag. I keep two with me as well, so that if I'm at a networking meeting and someone wants to buy something right there, I am prepared to take their card, okay? It's helpful to be prepared in that way. So just remember, very important that you are not wasting your money by not swiping cards if you're physically present with each other. Hold on just a second. So that's important. Now, the other way around that, in order to also minimize your fees as well as security, because I'm all about, we want people's cards to be secure. I rarely ever write down anyone's credit card anymore. As a matter of fact, I try to avoid it at all costs because there's so much fraud that's going on. So what you can do from your ProPay dashboard is you come here to send a text or email invoice, and it allows you to enter in the buyer's first and last name, the email address, the amount, the invoice number. By the way, the invoice number, you just need to think through what your system is going to be for that, okay? It could be, if you use Hooden House, it could match up with the show on Hooden House. You could use the host. What I've chosen to do through ProPay is the hostess's last name. And then I have letter designations for how I did her show. FB for, it's a Facebook. JS for jewelry show, which means I did it in home, on site. So you just need to think about that, and then I would encourage you be consistent so that when you're looking at reports, you know what your system is and you can refer to it, because that will be important. And then you can also include a note here as well. Let me not. Oh, you're so good. You emptied it. That's awesome. I was thinking that one used to be filled with ash, from. Okay. And then you hit submit, and it will go directly out to the customer. They can pay securely online. You'll get an email saying that you sent the invoice, a separate email saying they've paid the invoice. You get the idea, right? Okay. Now let's talk about that $41.95. $39.95 of that, you can get a rebate. Okay, so once you process $600 retail within 60 days, you're going to submit a rebate form, and you email it to them, and then they do whatever they do with it. And then I got an email from ProPay saying, we just wanted to let you know you were approved for your rebate, and here is how you receive it. From that point forward that it's approved, every credit card that you process, whatever fee you would have been charged gets subtracted from that $39.95. You get it? So you're not paying the fee up to $39.95. And you can do that every single year that $39.95 fee comes up. So here's the thing. ProPay is free, just like Square is free, but it does require an additional paperwork on your part to submit that rebate form. But here's the thing, all of us are going to want to take advantage of e-commerce. There is no reason that you would not want to take advantage of e-commerce, so get that done, and I would recommend you get it done now so that you can start using it, becoming comfortable with it, so that whatever they tell us, however this is going to integrate, it'll be that much easier for you to understand it, because you'll already be accustomed to using ProPay if you're not already doing that. Okay, questions on ProPay? Nicole?
I just had a question on if I was to go ahead and sign up for this now, or maybe when I have a Facebook show on Wednesday, would I be able to process invoices without having the reader sent to me? I'm sure it's not going to come tomorrow.
Okay, so Nicole is asking if she signed up today and she does a Facebook show 4 days from now, the reader probably won't be in your hand. Yes, you can send email invoices, which is exactly what I did while I was waiting for my reader. Perfect. Okay, so you can do it all through, and that's pretty much what I do with Facebook shows anyway, right? Because I'm not in person with them. But yes, you can already start sending invoices. Now, one thing about invoices, so when you're at a show, you want to have the ProPay app downloaded to your phone. Okay, you're going to find that in your app store, and it's free. One thing I have noticed is that the app, at least on the iPhone, the app does not give you the ability to invoice someone from your phone. You can only invoice from a computer, like from the computer screen. I have not had time to check it on an iPad, okay, whether or not you can invoice from an iPad.
You can open up in your Safari or whatever. You can open up.
So you've done that.
You can open up the
ProPay page and do it from. Okay. So thank you. Okay. So the app will not. For those of you who've been using Square, you can do that through the Square app. So now with ProPay, you have to open up your internet browser, log into ProPay, and then you can do it through that method. Okay. So thank you. I'm glad. Yes, Janelle.
You don't need the app.
Well, you need the app.
You need the app.
But you can't do an invoice from the app.
So let me respond. Janelle, what she said is you don't need the app. Yes, you want the app because it is much easier. Everything happens much easier from the app, especially if you're swiping cards.
Yeah.
The only reason you would need to log onto your browser on your phone to get to ProPay is if you needed to send an invoice. So while Nicole was waiting for her swiper, she sees someone at an event and they want to make a purchase and they hand her a credit card. She could say, if you don't mind, let me just open up my ProPay account and I'm going to send you an invoice to your phone and you can pay it. That way, I don't have to write your card down. That's an example. Does that make sense?
Or you can just, enter on the app, just enter the card manually and do it.
You'll be able to download the app as soon as you have.
Yes. Just remember, anytime you manually enter a credit card number, you're going to pay a higher percentage, okay? So if there's any way, and the reason why you pay a higher percentage is because it is not as considered as secure as if they are the person entering their credit card information, or you're swiping it because then you're handing it right back to them. So that's why you want to avoid that. Okay, I'll take one more ProPay question, then we're going to move on.
Well, I was just going to say, so the purpose of the app is so that you can store that information when they're in front of you, and then later you go home and send the email for them to pay.
No.
Or go on. No.
No.
It's not wrong.
So the purpose of the app is that you swipe the card, it pulls it in, it immediately goes to the internet, approved, they sign your phone, and then it sends them an email with a receipt for their purchase. That's a great clarification. Yeah, for people who aren't doing that, then that it's but think about it like if you go, if you've ever been in, I'll call it maybe more of a mom and pop shop, and they have the little terminals on their counter, and they've kind of flipped the screen over now in a lot of places where you just sign the screen. Your phone becomes like a portable terminal, and that's what the app does for you, okay? The app makes your phone a portable terminal. So I'm glad you asked that because it made me think to say it in that way. So that's good. Okay, so that's a little bit about ProPay, and let me just show you a couple of things. I am a numbers person. You may have figured that with a chemistry degree. But it is helpful that you are able, there's all kinds of reports that you can use to keep track. Like if I need to know, have all of my invoices been paid, I can look at my transaction reports, I can look at what is pending, I can look at completed transactions. So there are a lot of reports available to you for being able to track that.
Have you ever checked that authorized only?
Say it one more time, Cynthia.
There's a report at the very end that says authorized only.
Authorized
And I'm
only.
going to tell you a little bit about it because it happened to me. I was at a show where the internet connection was not, on my phone was not
Not working well.
So I have never checked that, but when I went to do my balance of my charges, I realized there was 3 charges that were missing. So on my phone, you know how it sends you an email and it
Right.
says you have charged $45 to Rita. It shows there that it was charged, but it was
in holding. It was in holding.
So I called ProPay and I said, okay, I'm missing 3. They told me check authorized only. So once in a while, because it has happened to me about twice or 3 times.
I do about once a month check it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
what
check
she's saying here is this bottom authorized only. You'll want to check that to be able to just make sure you don't have anything.
Pending.
Yes,
And all
anything.
you have to do is, it's a charge that somehow was not completed.
Yes.
So you just have to
It says
authorize
buy
it.
now credit card transactions are authorization only so that the credit card will not be charged until the order is fulfilled and shipped. And this will help reduce chargebacks and lost orders. So it's just a particular designation that is there. So that's a good one. That's just a good little helpful hint. Check it once a month to make sure you don't have anything sitting there that you need to address. Okay? And also too, if life gets busy and you've sent out invoices and you kind of forgot, did they pay? Did they not pay? That's why it's good to go on here and go, let me see what's pending. Let me see what is unpaid, and then you're able to send reminders and things like that.
Yes,
So
you can send them, you can view it what's unpaid and send them a reminder one time.
I did that just today. I had a gal who hadn't paid. I did a resend, and then I messaged her. I said, "Hey, Cindy, I noticed that your invoice is, hasn't been paid, and I wanted to touch base to see, did you receive the invoice?" I always go from the standpoint of something probably happened, okay? You always want to give them the benefit of the doubt, right? So she comes back, and because I said, check spam or junk folder. She comes back, she goes, okay, I'm not seeing any invoice. So she sends me her email address again, and I've realized that when I put it into ProPay, I left a number off her email address. So those are the kinds of, that's why it's our job to follow up and keep track of that. Okay, let's go to Facebook now. And actually, before we go to first Facebook, I'm going to come over here to the Premier Designs web page, and I'm going to log in as a jeweler. So if there are any new jewelers watching, this is the area of the website that you are only able to access once you're a jeweler, and you use your jeweler number and it's password protected. And now we all have access to the media gallery. And the reason I want to take you to the media gallery is you, in preparation for what is coming, now would be a great time for you to create some albums with the images from this gallery that are still current jewelry. You really wouldn't have much need for retired jewelry, but current jewelry, it would be helpful for you to have an album, okay? My suggestion is that you have albums saved onto your computer and you have albums saved onto your phone. Okay, now they give us, well, the jewelry's already here. They kind of break this down into smaller subcategories. So I have albums like long necklaces, short necklaces, faith-based jewelry, rings, bracelets. So I have them so that if someone says to me, hey, do you have a necklace that would go with this top? I could go to that album. I could look at the I might not have everything on there, right? Because it's only what's available here, but I might have something pictured that I could just select it and text it to them. Hey, here's a suggestion for you on that top. Or if a husband says, because this just happened to me, my wife's birthday is coming up. Can you tell me what's left on her wish list? Well, if I'm not at home, I can go to the album and I could pull up Modern Muse, which was the one that was left on her wish list, and I can quickly text him a picture of what's left so that he can visually see this is one of my options. So just to kind of show you on here, we'll just, this is all here, but let's say we go to necklaces, you click on it, and so let's say I wanted to download the Blessed necklace. That little, it looks like a chain link. You're going to click on that, and it brings you to, a larger picture, and you just click download. Now, the thing I want to show you about that, you see how it pulls up this? Don't get too concerned about the checker pattern. When you save it into an album, it's going to be, for most devices and computers, it's going to be on a white background, okay? I did notice when I was downloading to an Android, it shows it on a black background, but on the actual device. But if you put it up onto Facebook, it comes up on a white background, okay? So I'm not sure why it was doing that on the Android, but now, once you're here, you haven't officially downloaded this image. So this is something that's important. It's sitting here in a separate tab on your browser. So you have to come to the image, you have to right-click on the image, and you have to say Save Image As. Now, when you click Save Image As, the value of doing that is you are able to, let me go to Facebook Items. We're going to do Facebook Party, and we're going to do, where is it? You'd think I would remember where I put it. Anyway, I have a media gallery. I have a media gallery folder. Hey, media gallery items. All right. So here are, because my necklaces are out there, and then I have folders for bracelets and earrings and rings. So now you are able to save it. Portable network graphics, or PNG extensions, are great. They work on Facebook, they work on your phone. So it's a great way to package the image, and it's generally accepted. So you then click save, and I already have it, so I don't need to save it again. But that would be what you have to go through that process. So now here's the thing. Once you've saved it, you still have an open tab on your browser. Are you with me? Mm-hmm. So you just close out that open tab, and then you're going to come back and you're going to repeat the process. Here's the thing. It takes time. Mm-hmm. So this is a great thing to do because you have to come back, you have to go back to jewelry, you have to go back to your category, you have to go back to click the right? This takes time. So this, what I was doing when I was working on downloading all of these, I had something else going on at my desk, okay? Whether you're working on writing up order forms, or you're writing thank you notes, or where you can look down and do a little, note writing, and then come back up and right click and save, and then go through the process again. It's good to, or if you have a laptop, sit on your couch and watch your favorite show and go through the process, right? Because you don't have to think a ton about it. It's not like you're creatively thinking. You just have to know where you're saving the image. And that's the challenge. You got to know where you're saving the image, because otherwise you're like, where did I put that? Where did I put that? Okay. Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you have your business, Texas Clips, right? And I think you have your business website.
I'm going to go there. I haven't shown it yet.
So my question is, do you have it on both? Do you
Yes.
have the pictures on that and on your computer and
Yes.
on your phone? Okay.
So in order to get the pictures on to Facebook, you have to first download them to a personal device, your phone or your computer or both, okay? And then you're going to upload them to something like Facebook, okay?
Premiere doesn't have them in their Facebook
No,
page where you can just.
because you got to be able to protect them. You don't want someone from another country going to your Facebook page and just pulling images off. So these images are available to you as a jeweler only through the login jeweler site. And you do need to read the media gallery guidelines, okay, in terms of how you use them. They're pretty basic. I mean, that's the main. You just can't misrepresent Premiere, that type of thing. But what's my point? Create albums, okay? And another great album, by the way, to create is using your marketing tool images. So this is under marketing tools. These 6 are new. Let me tell you how I use this just today. I had a sample sale last Thursday. Today, we pulled all the jewelry that was sold. My assistant was helping me get it boxed up and get the padded envelopes ready. And I wanted these ladies who were in love with all my sales, I wanted them to immediately really want to make a purchase from the new catalog that we're going to get next week. So I went to this image right here, and I had already downloaded it onto, it's not going to show me. I was hoping it would show me a larger preview for you to be able to see it. But I took this image, I pulled it into a program. I'm not even going to, there's so many ways you could do it. If you want to do it on your computer, you could pull it into Word. You could put it into PowerPoint. You could put it on your phone, put it into Pic Collage. I mean, there's any number of ways that you can do it, and we don't have time to get into app discussion. But I pulled it into a program, and in this little banner portion up here, I created a text box. And it said, enjoy a $10 gift card from the new line, July 2017, the 2017-2018 catalog, something like that. It would have been really helpful if I brought it down for you to actually see. And then underneath it in that text box, I put expires August 31st, 2017. And I did that because I want to drive advanced orders for any shows that I'm going to do for the month of August, right? I want them to convert that very, very quickly. So I printed 25 of them. I did a little thank you, and I signed my name, and that went in every person's envelope, okay, that purchased from my sample sale, okay? So it's a way to because now it doesn't do you any good if you get that out to people without some kind of follow-up. So now I'm able to go back after we get those catalogs, and I could send an email, right? And I have all of their emails because I invoiced every single one of them, right? So I can email them or I can text them and I can say, hey girl, the catalog is available online. I would love to know how you're going to spend your $10 gift card. You know, you can text me or Facebook me of what you want. So with the follow-up, you're much more likely to convert those $10 gift cards into actual orders, okay? And then, another way that you can convert them is schedule a show at your house. I'm having a jewelry reveal, or however you want to do it, a review crew. And you could say, Nicole, I would love for you to come. I'm going to be highlighting some of the new line, and you can spend your $10 gift card. So it's a way to convert those. Some of the people who purchase samples live in Florida and Virginia and Tennessee. So I'm obviously not going to have them into the home, so I will invite them to a Facebook reveal that I do, and you can spend your $10 gift card. So that's a way that you can utilize an image that Premier created for us, and you can leverage that in your business. But here's the thing. What happens? We're gonna be so excited at Rally. Your head is going to be spinning. I'm sure my head is going to be spinning. And we're gonna be excited, and we're gonna have a lot of good intentions. Are you with me? Yeah. And then we're gonna come home, and life is going to go back to the craziness that it usually always is. And you're gonna think, I should totally do that thing that Elizabeth talked about. But if you've not already downloaded the image, the likelihood of you actually doing it is very low. So that's why start it now, because then you're prepared to actually utilize some of these things as soon as you know exactly what all is available to you, okay? So the same process works with these. You click on them. And then you download them, and then I have in that same folder, it's called Marketing Tools, and so I have those available so that I can access them, and then I'll take whichever ones that I want, and I'll put them on my phone, because that's obviously a great, it's just so quick and easy to put them on your phone. Okay, so how do you get them to your phone? You have a couple of things. Let's take, for example, let me see, I'm trying to think about where I put that today. Okay, I'm just going to walk you through it, because by the time I try to, anyway. All right, so let's take this right here. Open up email. Yes. I email myself. Mm-hmm. I attach the image to the email. Yes. I go to my phone. I open up the email. Save attachment to my gallery, and now it's available on my phone. Now, here's the thing. It's important that you do take the time, and I would encourage, this is a great task to do prior to National Rally. If you have not already started organizing your images into albums on your phone, you need to do that. So I have an album for just jewelry images. I have an album for hostess images. Things like reminders for her. I have an album for Facebook party images, so that if I'm out and I need to quickly post something into a Facebook party, I know exactly where to go. I have an album for clothing accessory collections. So in other words, those little images that show, like, here are the cute jeans, and here's the top, and oh, you got to have your ball cap, and here's a necklace, earrings, and bracelet. Kind of puts it all. What do they call those? Fashion boards? Yeah. Ask me how many of those I've created. None. Okay. But I get other people's creations. That's right. Well, see, here's the thing. If someone shares them, it's not stealing. So if someone shares them, it's not stealing, right? So I have an album. I have an album for those as well. So you do want to organize your images on your phone because it makes your life so much easier and you can access them so much more quickly, okay? So that's important. That's important also. So that's the first thing that I wanted to, before we get into the Facebook stuff, is take the time to start creating those albums and getting yourself organized. And remember, you're only doing those that are relevant for right now. So under your jewelry, there's no real reason to download a retired jewelry item, you know, unless you have something specific that you plan on doing with it. Okay? But the nice thing about when you have jewelry on your phone, it just gives you a ton of options for how you will, you know, how you can use those images, okay? So create some media galleries. That will definitely help you tremendously where that is concerned. So that's under your Premier Jewelers Only page. That's where you're gonna find, yes. So questions about media gallery. Yes.
Do you use any of, what do you do with the images, like if you choose to go with Sunshine and Bow, and hers are not all necklaces, you know, on her images there's multiple.
So Kelly's asking if so there's a graphic artist. She formerly was in Premiere, but she does a great job of putting together like a variety, like images that you can, or what do we call those things? So yeah, they're like slides. There are multiple slides of pieces from the new line. I'm sure she'll have new ones coming out. And I do purchase those, and because I use them on my business page, and I'll show you what they look like. Well, let me just, so that you understand what Kelly's talking about, let me just take you there. So I'm going to take you to my business page, just so, because it would be easier for you to see what we're talking about, and I'm going to hang out. I'm going to be hanging out on my business page with you for a while. All right, here. So this is 2016-27 jewelry. I call them jewelry line highlights, okay? You could call it 2017-2018 collection highlights because it's not everything. These literally are highlights. And so she puts together, like you could wear all of this together, okay? You could wear these two together. You could wear that stuff together. You would wear this, that's like all pink stuff, right? Are you kind of getting the idea? Yeah. Now, these are watermarked because you are paying for her to, I mean, she's taken the time to put these together. But I will tell you, the small investment that I make to do it is worth it. Because how many in the room have a design background who wants to go into a program and place every single image and include the name and a letter and a price? Anyone? Anyone? Where's that hashtag? Ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So I call these highlights, okay? Now, Kelly, to answer Kelly's question about would I still do that? Yes, because I like to be able to, so when I do my Facebook parties, almost every single jewelry image that they're gonna view within a Facebook party all comes from my Facebook business page, okay?
The jewelry that you are showing during the Facebook party.
Not the live, through the posts that I make leading up to or whatever I'm doing within that Facebook party, they're all links to this. So I'll say to them, like one of the posts that I make is enjoy some highlights from the current jewelry collection. And it takes them to this gallery, or this album, excuse me, it takes them to this album, and they're able to see a really good overview. And I'll tell them, I'll give you 3 tickets if you tell me your top 3. The top 3 that you like, okay? Now, we have been doing a show with Beverly, and so Beverly texted me on Saturday. I'm doing this birthday party for this, cute girl back here that's turning 40 tomorrow. Sorry, had to throw that in. So Beverly's like, Elizabeth, do you have images of this bracelet, this ring, and this? I'm like, girl, I'm like at this birthday party, and I'm like, but if you go to my business page, you will find those items and then see here's what happens. So let's say she wants to show someone the inner strength bracelet. You click on that image, right, that shows inner strength, and look right here, Beverly Debbie Singh, that's her. Hey, Kim Wallace-Pagan, the earrings here reminded me of you, okay? So that she could prompt that. Or you could come here and I could tag, I'm not going to post it because, you know, Kelly's also a jewelry lady, but see, you can tag people and you can say, Kelly, here is the bracelet that you were wanting to see a better picture of. Okay, so this, and what that's doing is it's giving them the ability to see other things, right, that go with it, but it's also driving traffic on your business page. And I'm going to get to why that's important, okay? Yes?
So it's the party's going on a different page, on an event.
In an event, correct?
But then you're also able for them to go look at your business page.
Yes.
Get the images, so you're not having to constantly
Yes.
take your images from your business page onto your party
Okay,
page.
so Rita, okay, does that frustrate you?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rita is making this very important connection. How many of you have seen images on Facebook where you think that looks blurry? Or it looks, okay, so you know how when you have an original and you photocopy it, and then you photocopy a photocopy, and you photocopy a photocopy, and it starts getting that kind of hazy black halo around it. Are you with me? Yep. The same thing happens when you constantly upload images on Facebook. Because see, when you bring an image, you see how clear this is with the site. I brought this up once, okay? If I were to download, so like if you were to go to my page and try to download this and then upload it, and other people, what'll happen is that's degrading the quality of the image. So see, I can always tell when an image has gone through multiple download, and here's how it works. Kelly uploads it, okay? 'Cause she's a rock star, so I stalk her page, right? So I go and I download it, and then I upload it to a group. Then someone else sees it, and they download it, and they upload it to their group. And then other people download, right? So by the time it gets to Jerry, it's got that halo of degradation because of how many times Facebook has resized it in order for it to fit the parameters. So what I'm suggesting is that ideally, I believe you should have a business Facebook page, okay? But even if you chose not to do a business Facebook page, on your personal Facebook page, create the albums and link everything to those albums. Ideally, though, here, let me give you some reasons why you should want a business Facebook page. One, things like this. Do you know where I got that banner? From Premier Designs Incorporated. It was one of their banners, but what did I do? I went in and added new jewelry coming July 20th, okay? So I can personalize that for what I'm wanting to really highlight, okay? This is going to be very important when we get e-commerce. See this Shop Now button that you can program on a business page? Like right now, you can click that link. Oh, it's actually asking me, oh, Kara Weber, I'll talk to you later. Sorry, hi Kara. If you just send me a message, I'll respond later. But this Shop Now, it's for some reason it's in my my edit screen. So let me just come back out here and do Premiere. What'd you say?
I think it's like a technical class. Yeah, I have a business page and I tried to figure out how to add that Shop Now button. I'm like, I'm just going in circles. I can't.
Okay, so here's what my business page looks like. So let me just take you from here. So you always have your own personal profile picture. If you need a good headshot, I know a great photographer, just saying. But can I encourage you, yes, Fred does provide an amazing service. Here's the important thing, you should have a professional image. If you got a cutout or a selfie.
How about you in your car? With your seatbelt. Come on, people, stop doing that.
Oh, that's so funny. Okay, wait, I digress. Okay, so here's the thing. If you were to type in search parameters, right? Say it's not you. It's a customer looking to purchase Premier Designs jewelry. And they're going to decide between 7 or 8 different things that pop up when they create a search, okay? You do this when you go to Amazon. Doesn't Amazon give you multiple shoppers? Yes. Or multiple vendors? Yes. And you look for key things before you click on that and you decide to purchase from them. Things like, what is their positive feedback? You know, do they have good reviews in terms of how quickly, you know, all of these things. Well, for us, with what we do, they're going to notice your image. That's why you want it to be you, not a picture of a necklace, not the Premier logo. You need something that is going to be memorable, because they're really, people still, even though they're shopping online, they're shopping with you, okay? And that, you know, so that is your initial opportunity to start building that relationship with them. Okay, so here's my page. And so we're going to click on the business page. And the resource that I'm going to share with you, it will step you through like step by step for creating the business page. So I'm not going to do that with you. I'm just going to point out some key things. So the Shop Now button is an important aspect, okay? Because the Shop Now button allows you to link directly out. Like right now, if it weren't showing me that little thing right there, so here, I'll do test button so that you can see. I have my Shop Now button directly linked to my personal page. But you're going to notice it doesn't say elizabeth.mypremierdesigns.com. It says my whole branding is based on Texas Glitz, txglitz.com. So that's the only thing that shows right here, okay? So that Shop Now right now takes them to my personal web page where they can view my catalogs and they can see it there. Now, here's the thing, because I have some really good albums on my business page, they don't really need to come to my catalogs, but I link it here because there are a lot of other things available through my website, right? So but here's the thing, however e-commerce is going to work for us when we learn about that next week, you want this Shop Now button. You want people to immediately link out to your site, your jewelry catalog, to be able to say, I want this, 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 and this, and to be able to submit an order to you, okay? I know, it's so exciting, right? So you want this Shop Now, button. Now, some things that I want to encourage you about business pages most people get overwhelmed with business pages because there's a lot to learn, okay? I've had mine I think I'm in my 4th year with my business page. And you know, I'm only up to like 1,300, I'm just shy of 1,400 likes. I've tried to grow it organically. What that means is I'm not just asking jewelers to come and like my page, okay? Because what's the point of your business page? Another jeweler is not going to be buying jewelry from you, right? You want real customers and hostesses liking your page. So that's why it's important that you start thinking about it. So it takes time to really work through it all, but I'll tell you, Pocket Deb, that resource that I'm going to show you, she is so good, ladies, about stepping you through exactly how to do every single part of a Facebook business page. And what's interesting, I will tell you that since I've been focusing more on consistently posting and really targeting my customer base, I'm seeing better response on different posts as well. So the Shop Now button is very, very important. Pardon?
How do you get it?
When you set up your business Facebook page, it will prompt you to set it up. So
If you set it up and you need to add it,
you can. Mm-hmm. Just like I can come here and I can edit my current button. I could delete it if I wanted. You could change it if you wanted. So you have options for that. The other portion of your business page that's very important is your About portion. The about portion, something that I was learning, when people type in searches on Facebook, some key words in here in your about section are going to be how they end up finding you, okay? So you'll notice my business page says Premier Designs, right? Because we're Premier Designs Jewelry. And then I have in parentheses Texas Glitz. I did that like when I knew practically nothing, but it works for me, and I'm really glad that I did that. But you do want to think strategically about your name, okay? So like Kelly does KP Jewelry Lady. That's one of the, and it's cute and it's catchy. So you want to really give some thought to that. I have the category jewelry and watches. Facebook is very particular. They want your category to match with what you're doing. Otherwise, they do have rights to shut you down, okay? So you really do want this to match what you're doing. And then your story can be more lengthy, okay? Notice here, I just learned this, from Deb, putting services first, and then I have a little bit of a testimony. I'm a wife to Fred, mother to our 2 teenage sons, a passionate teacher and dedicated business owner. A little bit of my background. I knew nothing about jewelry. I had never attended a party, but knew that we had an income need so I could continue to be home. And I talk about, 15 and a half years later, I can now say I know something about jewelry. And I put, okay, I probably know a lot about high fashion jewelry. After 980 jewelry shows and giving away over $270,000 in free bling, okay? So that's where you have a little bit more. Now over here on your about section, and I've got to work on this is very short. You're basically going to get maybe 3 full sentences, and so you want it to be a really tight message. Your general information, like I put the founding date of Premier, awards, things that you've earned, highlights, your product. So you've got other options there, but this isn't your about section is very, very important, because when people are, searching, Facebook is going to pull key words, so jewelry, accessory, different things. That's where it's going to be pulling that. Now, under photos, this is why I was telling you the reason why albums are so very important. Okay, so these are albums that I have created. The mobile, that's when I pull it from my phone. Like this was something that I did today, Multiple Choice Monday, where I had this outfit and I let them vote which necklace they wanted to do. Now, here's the thing. I really don't care to take selfies. And, it's funny because I'm married to a photographer and I'm in front of his camera all the time.
We've known.
But I don't like taking selfies because I have this one tooth that's just a little crooked. And I feel like I can never get the right angle for that not to feel like it's going.
We all do that.
I know. So you'll notice all 4 of these images, my mouth is closed. But this is what they say, that people they do actually want to see you, like personalizing the jewelry. So I'm like, okay, I totally, like here's my thing. I want to go to my armoire and I go, this is what I'm wearing, this is the jewelry I'm going to wear. I don't really care what you think, right? Like, this is what I'm going to pick. But I'm like, okay, I gotta humble myself. And I need to actually engage socially, right? Because it's called social media for a reason. Do you know, I no sooner posted this right here. So hold on, let me scroll down. Sorry, that's X things that my here we go. It's just being slow. Here we go. Here we go. Help a sister out. I am training tonight using Facebook Live. Which look do you prefer? Hashtag Multiple Choice Monday. Do you know why you use hashtags?
Because it's a search engine.
Search engine. Yeah. People search by hashtags. And so you want to start like PD Life, PD Kudos, PD Every Day, Premier. I've created some of my own things that are important to me. But I did this A, B, C, or D. I did it all on my phone. Fred taught me how to write on it, right? He goes, it's not very neat. I'm like, oh, I don't care. I just need letters, you know? So I did 4 different looks. Now, I will tell you that when I was doing it, immediately when I put this one on, I was like, oh, this is the one. And I was going, oh, please pick that one. And so, but here you go. In less than 2 hours, 2,149 people have been, this post has been on the wall, okay? And all of these comments, 46, 47, 48 different comments, most of which are C, which is what I chose, but I had to take it off because of the microphone. And so that, I love it. So that's an example of organically reaching people, okay? Now, so let me go back to photos and albums. Okay, so those are mobile timeline photos. These are things that I've posted on the timeline, and then let me just show you all the different albums that I currently have in here.
You're meant to be tired.
I'm sorry.
So much work to do. Better go to the coffee shop with Fred so we can
Okay, so here's the thing, ladies. Here's the thing. The reason why I wanted to do this now, okay?
So next week.
Exactly. Because here's what, you want to be at National Rally next week going, okay, I got some media galleries and I can begin to use it even more immediately. Or like right now you're sitting here going, my mind is blown. I need time to process. But a week later, you're gonna go, okay, right, I can know. Albums, like I got that. Okay. I got that. Okay, so here are my short necklaces. These are different cover photos. Put a ring on it. I thought that was kind of fun. Kind of fun little album cover. Now, one thing I want to show you, I'll go to bracelets galore. Now here's the one thing, once you begin to create albums, you can, so again, these are all images from Premiere. Notice what I do up here, from left to right. Sentiment 39, drawstring closure, right? Because they can't see the closure on the bracelet. On the edge, 39, snap closure. Rosalie, 34, magnetic closure. So I have been trying to go back and just put a little information in there, on my albums. Now, I don't know what our e-commerce site is going to look like in the sense of right now, I would say make your focus, create your albums, get something, if you don't have a business Facebook page, now would be a good time to start working through that. Hey, if you can get a couple of albums up there, even with no description, you know what? We might find that you don't need it, right? Like, I don't know, but I'm saying you just keep that, like mental note, okay? This is something that I do so that the information is right there for people when they want to go and look at it. So that's something that I have been working on trying to add on my album view. So earrings, long necklaces, faith jewelry items, and that was the highlights that I showed you. There are multiple highlights that I have, like spring highlights, Christmas collection highlights. Once we get this new catalog, I'll totally take down this highlight altogether, okay? This was a little get the look marketing thing I did a while back. So you organizing it in albums just makes it easier for people, okay? Here's the nice thing about albums. Especially on your Facebook parties, I think it's much more effective if you give them a smaller subset to consider a little bit at a time, so they're not overwhelmed and they can kind of process through it more effectively. And that's where albums become your friend. So those are some things to think about in where your business page is concerned. Now let me show you how could you take. All right, so here is this album for short necklaces. This, ladies, rocked my world. Okay, those little 3 dots right there. If you click on those 3 dots and say Get Link, and it's going to tell you that album link was copied, and you click Done, now you have the ability to utilize that link. So I'm going to go to, now for the purpose of, oh, that's not what I wanted. For the purpose of time, I do this all the time, by the way. I open up multiple Facebook tabs so that I don't have to try to go back and forth. So I'm going to go to my personal wall. Those are our longtime friends, Tracy and Julie Smothers and their boys. We were on vacation with them. Sorry, Fred, your head didn't quite make the cut. So here is my Facebook wall. I'm going to hit Command V. That's the shortcut for paste, or you can right-click and choose paste. Here is the link, and you can type a message. Training on Facebook albums. And so I'm going to put that there because I want you to see what it does. So you see the little preview here, and I'm going to click post. And now it is kind of built into my wall, but notice shared Premier Designs Texas Glitz album. So now whatever traffic, likes, comments, because people click on it, that's driving traffic to my business page. Almost always when I utilize these links on my wall, in my events, on my VIP group, I'm gaining more likes from people that aren't jewelers, which is what I'm looking to do, okay? All right, last thing I want to show you, because our time is actually almost up. It's crazy. Okay, I want to take you into my Texas Glitz Gems group.
Like your hostesses.
So this is my VIP group, okay?
Is
So
that within your business page?
no, ma'am. But Facebook, and one of the most, I don't know if it's a most recent update, but in some update, you now can connect your business page can connect to your group. So when people go to my business page, they see that I have this group called Texas Glitz Gems. And so I might get some people who say, hey, I want to join your group. Now, I have to approve them. Not just anyone can come into my group because, you know, it's for customers, it's for hostesses, it's for VIPs, okay? So this is my Texas Glitz Gems, God Empowers My Success. That's what that stands for. And this is where I'm interacting with my VIPs. So this was my task for them this morning. I need your help. I'm working on some training images. I didn't get enough comments quickly enough to have it ready for you tonight. But what I was don't you love Bitmojis? They're like so fun. I was telling them I want them to post a picture of a shirt that they would like help accessorizing. So one of my gals did get on here and she posted, so I'll go back and work on it later. She posted some pictures of what would I do with these images. So now I'm going to be able to go back and say, okay, here are some things I'm noticing, some things I can see, and that gives me, so what is that? Twofold. It helps her, and when I post how I'm going to respond, everyone else in the group goes, oh, I hadn't thought about that. If the pattern is really, a lot going on, you're better to go with some, statement earrings, a great arm party, and don't worry about trying to put something on your shirt.
Only if they comment, right? Or no? Or
if they comment and give me a picture, then I will work on whatever they gave to me. Yeah. But then I'll post my results, and the rest of the group is able to appreciate it, okay? So here, guess what? I'm testing something that you just got to see. So late last night, I was posting these links in my group and saying, hey, can you see the album to which this link points, okay?
I remember responding to that.
Yeah. And so I got 14 comments of people going, yes, I can see it. Yes, I can see it. Now here, what I want to show you is this was 4th of July. I gave them a drawing for a $10 gift card if they posted what they were doing on 4th of July, and they could use it in my sample sale. And this is what I want to show you for why VIP groups are so invaluable. Things like sample sales. You create an event within your VIP group. Why you do that is it keeps your VIP group feed nice and clean, okay? Because look in my event for my sample sale. In my annual summer blowout, I use the same image, by the way, every year. I just update the month and year. In this, I give them the instructions. Here's what's going to happen. These are people saying, I'm done shopping, I'm done shopping. Here are images that I used. I don't have time to tell you how I did it. There's a video I can tag you on. But these are my images that people are commenting on. You see how many are here? Like if I were to do that in my regular feed, people wouldn't see any other thing except all of these images of jewelry that I am selling. And I am super excited because I sold a lot and I needed to sell a lot just to clear things out. So having events, so you could do sample sales. What if I'm in a group there, it's like a practice Facebook Live group, but someone had suggested just do an event on statement earrings where you go Facebook Live and you just highlight for your VIP group statement earring options. And you know what? Now that I'm saying that to you, that actually would be a great response for me for my one customer who posted all of the print tops. I could say, okay, listen, if your wardrobe is filled with prints, you want to consider having some great statement earrings in your wardrobe. And here are my top picks for what those would be, okay? That's a great way to have a focused live event for your group. And the thing about having a live event, it does automatically invite everyone, but they get to decide, do I want to go? Maybe I'm going, or I don't want to go.
This is
within my VIP page. That is correct.
That you can do invite all.
It automatically invites all.
Okay.
When you create an event within your VIP page, it automatically invites all. Now, let me say this before I let you go. Something that I want to show you right here within the VIP group, right up here. This is where you add members. Please hear my heart. Don't just go typing people's names in there, okay? Your numbers will be higher, but you will not have the participation that you want. Okay, so here's what you do. At your jewelry parties, on your guest survey, you say, I have a very special VIP group where I offer accessory tips and sales, and my annual sample sales happen through there. If you would like for me to invite you, then you check here, or you write this, or whatever, however you want to do that, okay? In your Facebook events, part of one of my posts that I make is an image that says, I have a VIP group, okay? And I sell it. You want to be a part of this VIP group. Like or comment on this post and I will add you, which is then giving me permission. Here's the cool part. With one of the updates came this right here. And this right here, now personalize your invite with a note. Love it. Okay, so I am going to say, hi Fred. It was, whatever I say, it was great meeting you at the jewelry party. You requested to join my VIP group. I look forward to seeing you take advantage of. You get the idea, right? You can sign your name, all of that. Now watch this. Fred and I, and I'm using him as my example. This customer that you're getting ready, when you type in an email address, guess what? You do not have to be friends on Facebook to invite them into your VIP group. This is huge. This is huge, okay? So you don't have to be friends with them on Facebook. You can actually, so as soon as I hit return, he's already a member. Oops, okay. If he weren't already a member, if he were not already a member, then what would happen, and actually maybe it will let me do Mahoo family. the fact that it came up probably means that I did it as a, okay, there we go. You see how it went out? By the way, notice my private little message stayed. So see, one of the activities that I do is I'll take my guest surveys and I'll go through and I'll create a personalized message, and then all I have to do is change a couple of parameters and I can just do one email address after another and it goes much more quickly. Okay.
Inviting them to join through an email.
That's correct. I'm inviting them to join through an email, and let me, I'm trying to get there to show you what that looks like. It's not, here we go.
So how does it know it's the email? Just Facebook knows the email.
Well, as long as it's a valid email, then you're good to go. All right, here we go. See this right here? Elizabeth Bethel Mahusai invited you to join Texas Glitz Gems group. Elizabeth has invited you to the group Texas Glitz Gems, and it shows some other, it shows you some Facebook, so if people know it's like a real deal.
Right.
Share photos and videos, collaborate on projects, create events and polls. Hi, Fred. It was great meeting you, right? There's your personalized message. That's very important because otherwise they get this and they're going to go, who was that? What is that? And watch this. Check this out. Join group. Bam. Right inside the group they are. Okay?
So for your order forms, when they put the email and that's all they put, that's perfect.
Exactly, because here's the thing. Even if, let's say you forget at your show to say I have a VIP group, you're not forcing them by typing their name in because you're Facebook friends. You're sending them an invite that they can choose to accept or they can choose to ignore. Okay?
Now, you do that at a networking meeting. Somebody gives you their card and
You can. You totally can because they're gonna get an email. I have for some people. Normally, I try to invite people that where I've done in my commercial. Cynthia was asking, have I done it at a networking group? So if I've mentioned my private group in my commercial, then when I've interacted and they give me their business cards, then I say, okay, I'm going to send, because that just happened to me 2 weeks ago. The gentleman actually wanted me to invite his friend who's in California, and he gave me her card, and I sent her an email invitation. I don't think she accepted, but, that could be because she gets 50 emails and, it got lost in one of the many, okay? But that access, this right here, super, super helpful, okay? All right, I've got to stop because of our time. So let me just give you a quick little summary. Create your albums now, okay? Get some work done on that, even if it's just a little, so that you can kind of work your way through that process, okay? Secondly, really seriously consider Facebook business page. Here is your the resource that I was telling you about, pocketdeb.com, Deb's Digital Toolbox. And here is the thing that I want you to see. Under her e-courses, look at this, guys. Technical tips and helps, Facebook Live 101, team trainings. This is the Facebook business page, apps, different apps that she uses to create certain things. So like this business Facebook page, if you're not a member of her special group, that's a paid subscription. You don't have to be a member. If you're not a member, it's $39.95. Okay, coming from the technology world, guys, I've been in on that module. That is like nothing. Like what she's charging, because it's only for jewelers, is such a small amount, but it is so incredibly thorough and easy to follow in little bite-sized chunks. Okay, each video I think was maybe 4 to 5 minutes, and then you have homework to do. Okay, and then you go to and it is self-paced. So however long it takes you to do the first part, when you're done with that, you go to the second part. And when you're done with that, you get the idea, right? If you're part of her monthly subscription, you're in a special group where, she does training, she answers questions. And I just want to say this. For me, it is worth this one thing. Each month, she creates and produces a daily posting guideline, complete with links and image ideas and the training to go behind it. And I'm telling you, Kelly, would you do it just for that?
Yes.
Yeah. I print it out and it sits on my desk, and each day I go, check, I did that, check, I did that. Some days I miss because I'm like you. I have a life and things are crazy. Now listen, please hear my heart. I'm not trying to sell Deb. I'm just saying that I think a lot of us choose to say no to technology because we just don't have the education, right, to do it. Because of my degree, it's easier for me to learn things, but I don't have a marketing background and I don't have a graphic design background. You know what? But Deb has a social media expertise, and I can leverage that, and so it's worth it for me to do that, okay? So all I'm saying is you've got to think about what resources are already out there that will keep you from having to reinvent your own stuff. Kelly.
She's what, $10 a month?
It's $10 a
I
month.
was just gonna ask, you said 30, so it's a
excellent.
$39.95
Okay, so-
compared to the $10. What is that?
If on the $10 a month, you get access into the group, and the modules are all, wait for it, free.
Okay.
If you're not a member of the group, the modules are $39.95, and you just are accessing that module, an individual module. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's kind of like going to the bookstore and purchasing a training book.
Yeah.
But it comes with a video, it comes with step-by-step, pointing to and showing you exactly what to do.
The $10 a month gives you access to that all the time.
Exactly.
And I private messaged her something, bam. I mean, she just messaged me right back, and she's like, let me check on that, because that's not going the way I think it should go. And she went and did something and came back and gave me some other troubleshooting things.
Yes, and here's the thing, the group is only for Premier Jewelers, so you're not having to worry about other businesses, other products, things like that, okay? So I just want you to know this, you can't, there's a certain link, I will post it in the North Texas Diamond Diva group, right? And then I'll do it, what now?
The Jam and Jewelry.
Jam and Jewel, what did I say?
Divas.
Oh, oops. That's mine and Kelly, and that's our group name. Oops, sorry. North Texas Gem and Jewelers, yes. Oops. Thank you, Kelly Parker. That's hilarious. I just kind of molded you. I just grafted you in. So I'll post it in there for you to go and check it out. Remember, that's no pressure. I just want you to know. Listen, the one thing that I know about what we're going to hear next week, you need to understand there are resources out there to help you, okay? I want you to know you can do it. You can do this. Will it take time to learn? Yes. But there is nothing wrong with going, hey, Nicole, I noticed that you seem to be pretty decent with albums. Can you help me, or can you take a look at what I've done? So just know you can do it. It will take time, but I always say it's worth doing poorly as you learn to do it well. Okay? And I've really
Poorly down.
I have really been doing business page poorly for the last 3 years, and I'm starting to but really being a part of Deb's group has helped me to learn how to do it better. I don't know that I would classify myself as well yet, but I am better than what I was a year ago, okay? So that's the idea. It's worth doing poorly as you learn to do it well. Appreciate you ladies being here. Thank you. There's guacamole and salsa. We live here, okay? Now, I might have to start flipping the lights if you're still here by 9:30, okay? Just saying. But you guys have a great evening. Thank you, Facebook world, for tuning in. I hope these things have been helpful. And we will see you at National Rally. Woo-hoo!